All right, so today we're going deep on something a lot of folks dream about. Turning what you love to do into what actually pays the bills.
Yeah.
We've got this excerpt titled, Finding Your Passion, Turning Hobbies into a Career. Sounds pretty promising, right?
It does. And, it's definitely a hot topic these days. Everyone's looking for that dream job that doesn't feel like work.
Exactly. So we're going to unpack this idea, look at, what the excerpt says about finding that sweet spot where passion meets profession.
Sounds good.
So first things first, right? I think there's this idea out there that, if you just love something enough, you can make it your career. But is it really that simple?
Well, it's not quite a magic formula. Passion's a great starting point, but there's a whole lot more to it.
Yeah, passion doesn't pay the rent by itself.
Exactly. And that's where the whole idea of turning a hobby into a business comes in. And that's where things can get a bit tricky.
Right, because a hobby is something you do for fun for yourself. And a business, well, that's a whole other beast.
It is, and this excerpt really dives into that entrepreneurial side of things.
Okay, so let's say you're super into something like, I don't know, photography. Let's say you're taking amazing pictures in your free time. How do you even begin to think about making that a viable business?
Well, the first step is to honestly assess your skills. Are you really good at what you do? Like objectively good.
Yeah, your mom might love your photos, but...
Right, exactly. So you got to be honest with yourself, and then it's all about market research.
Okay.
Is there an audience for your particular style of photography?
Because there are a lot of photographers out there already.
Tons.
Yeah.
So you have to figure out what makes you unique. What's your niche? What can you offer that others don't?
And can you actually make money doing it?
That's the million-dollar question. You have to consider things like pricing, marketing, all the costs involved in running a business.
So it's not just about taking pretty pictures anymore, it's about the business side of things.
Exactly. And that's where a lot of people stumble. They're passionate about the craft, but maybe not so much about the nuts and bolts of running a business.
Yeah, I get that. I love to bake, but I don't think I could handle the pressure of running a bakery.
I hear you. But the excerpt does have some inspiring stories of people who made that leap successfully.
Oh, really? Like what kind of stories?
Well, there's this one about a woman who was really into knitting. She started by selling her handmade scarves and hats at local markets and craft fairs.
Okay, so she started small.
Very small. But she was smart about it. She listened to customer feedback, built an online presence, and eventually opened her own little shop.
Wow. So it's possible to turn that passion into a full-fledged business.
It is. But it takes a lot of work, dedication, and a willingness to learn new skills like marketing, financial planning, and all that jazz.
Right, because even if you love doing something, turning it into a job can change your relationship with it. Suddenly there are deadlines and customer expectations.
Absolutely. You have to be prepared for that shift. It's not just fun and games anymore.
Yeah.
It's your livelihood.
So it sounds like finding that balance is key. You need the passion, but also a realistic view of the challenges and a solid plan.
Definitely. It's about finding that sweet spot where you can pursue your passion while also making a living doing it.
That's so important. So listeners out there, I want you to imagine for a second, what would it look like if you could truly make your passion your career?
Yeah, what would that dream job actually look like for you?
And what's one small step, maybe even a tiny one, that you could take today to start moving in that direction?
It could be anything from researching your market to taking a class to simply setting aside some dedicated time for your hobby.
Because sometimes the hardest part is just starting.
Absolutely.
So go for it. You never know where your passion might lead you.
And who knows? Maybe we'll be featuring your success story on a future deep dive.
That's right. Until then, keep chasing those dreams, folks.
Keep on dreaming.
And keep listening to The Deep Dive. We'll be back next time with another fascinating topic.
See you then.